You know, I am shocked this works. I don't know why. The power of chintzy recording. As long as I know that it's playing. Just go to Stream Manager. So I know what you guys are seeing, I'm seeing. Take a swig of water. It's a rainy day. I just got a mail call, and I thought it'd be a good time to finally update my Psychic deck. So what I currently have on this is, and just to recap, like the stuff that I'm playing here, this is for the Gym Leader Challenge, not Gym League Challenge, Gym Leader Challenge. So for my past video, I kind of made a couple oopsies. It is what it is, but this is a format that I like playing just because I can use all kinds of cards dating back from the Black and White series. So what I'm showing you today is a deck that I threw together, like I would say over the summer, like 6 months ago, and I liked it a little bit. Couple things with this, so that was really popular. So the Nagnadale, this one was really good for the charge up. So the ability, once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to your Pokemon. I know that was really big back in the day. Malamar, everyone remembered this, whoever played a lot of Pokemon. But this thing, once during your turn, you may attach a psychic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench. So this really opened up this. The biggest thing that was really good for the Sun and Moon era, there was a lot of charge ups. Psychic was really big at that time. I think the tag team series with the Mew and Mewtwo, the Cosmog, I put this in just because my daughter likes them. They thought it was cute. So I'm actually upgrading one of these cards that I got from the 25th anniversary. I have a Haunter. Ghastly is one of my favorite psychics. Necrozma. If you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining, this attack does 20 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So that's going to be big. I'm kind of going through upgrading what I have, and this is basically one of my Pokemon I have, because the reason for this is what I have intentions of upgrading, I think will be pretty good. So Lunala, that's the one I have right now. This attack does 40 damage times the amount of psychic energy attached to this Pokemon. Move all energy from this Pokemon to your bench. So this Lunala I'm going to be upgrading. Inky you need for Malamar. Hoopa, I just like this Hoopa. Also I look at, especially for the decks, is basically how many energies you have. The psychic ones, that my experience is that they have some heavy hitters, but they do have a lot of hand disruptions, kind of quirky things that you can do with your deck, which I like, and it gives me a little bit more of a challenge format-wise to kind of play with some ideas. The reason I'm picking Psychic today is because there was a card my daughter absolutely loved, and I finally found a way to actually upgrade it. So it's from the new Silver Tempest series that just came out. There's a Marshadow from my last date, or my last video. So basically what we're doing with this is disrupting for your card hands. This is an older Mew that I just liked. I don't know if it's a foil or not. Sadly, I don't want to upgrade this, but I am. I just like that ability. So the cool thing about this Mew is that it had the ability, kind of like the tag team one, where this Pokemon can use the attacks from any of your basic Pokemon in play. You obviously have to have the energy to do it. Search your deck for Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. I might actually still keep that just because it's worthwhile. And then the Gengar is what I'm going to be replacing as well. So when your opponent attaches energy from their hand to one of their Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So I'm going to use another Gengar because of the ability that I have. And then looking at my supporters that I have in here. I have a couple supporters I'm going to replace. You know, I need some hand draws. So that's something I also have to look at, is that I just basically put a whole bunch of random cards in just to make it work. I tried to make some sense to what it was doing, but some of them, like the Rapid Strike, you know, draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand, which was okay. The Guzma, which was a staple for the Sun and Moon series. Actually, no, that's not Sun and Moon, or X and Y series. That was pretty big for that, just to be able to switch out. The N, which for some reason a huge staple for these cards. Shuffle their hand. Mallow, search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle the deck. I'm going to keep that. Professor, I love this one just because it draws 2 cards, but during your turn it can do 20 more damage. So my Pokemon that I have now that only use 1s and 2s, you know, their attacks may not be that good, but with a card like this, I'm going to draw cards and also add some extra damage on the turn. I have Shauna for shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 5 cards. Team Grunt, your opponent reveals their hand, discard 2 energy cards from it. So this is good if I was going to be playing, you know, competitively. Something I'll be looking at this just because my kids, for them to play, just for them to understand it, things like that. And remember, the way I'm building decks is also I have a younger audience that that I play with, and I mean by that is my 2 kids. So, you know, I try to make it so that they can still have fun with it. The idea with these type of things, if you're going to be an adult, getting your kids into your to what you're like, you know, have a soft introduction, see if they're actually going to like it. Don't go hard on them. I mean, you can teach them the ways and stuff like that, but if you want them to stay consistent and like what you're doing, you know, try to make it as fun as possible for them. And we do have a lot of fun. Sonia, search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon. That's going to be good. Surge's Strategy. This was okay for a while. I don't really find the necessary need. I usually use this as basically discarding. For filler, Cynthia, I have to have in every deck. Professor's Research, these are the 2 that you really, you know, worry about. Discard your hand, shuffle cards. That's going to be your biggest ones. And hopefully for what we have, we'll be able to, you know, update that. So the big thing about singular cards is that that's what you have to think about is overall, like I had a Mew that I was thinking for a while. So I might still switch it out because of what the deck can actually do. So this is from the 25th. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active spot, you may look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal an item card you find there, and put it in your hand, shuffle your cards back in your deck. So I still might need that just because I need some deck disruption for myself, just so that the, you know, any cards that I would be missing, some chances and things like that, that's basically what we're focusing on. So we have this. I think I had some other, I'm trying to remember what else I had. So we had the Fighting Belt, add 40 points to, and does 10 more attacks. That's really good. Random Receiver, Mystery Treasure, discard your hand from, discard a card from your hand, search your deck for a Dragon or a Psychic Pokemon. That's really good. Trainers, Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, Rescue Stretcher, Air Balloon for Swift, Fog Crystal, Original Rod, so some of the stuff I'm able to get back in my hand. Field, Escape Rope, your basic Pokemon, this is a card that gets 50 plus points. Level Ball, Timer Ball, another one I might get rid of just because I'm going to alleviate a lot of my upgrades, so I may not need that. Evolutions, Goof Up, Vitality Belt, this active Pokemon does 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. VS Seeker, which is going to be big. Energy Spinner, Switch, and Nest Ball. So what we have here for what we're upgrading, I know I bought some new, I'll see what I have. So I want inevitably another switch for us. So the Boss's Order is going to be good, and this rare candy I like. I gotta find a stage 2, but I gotta see how many actual stage 2 Pokemon I put in here. My focus is trying to keep it to just one stages. What I have here, this was from last video that I kind of looked at. That's trash. So some of the 25th anniversary ones that we have, a Cosmog, and then Oh, there's a Neo I was thinking about. Flip a coin. So here it is. So Drowsy is going to be one of my big Pokemon that I use. So he stays out. And where I buy them from, I buy usually 2 copies just in case if I have one to trade or one gets ruined, that kind of stuff. Hypno. So this is from the Silver Tempest. So search your deck for up to 2 Stage 1 Pokemon and put them on your bench. Then shuffle your deck. The reason for this is what's going to be good is so that I don't have to worry about stage 1 stage or basics basically. So the thing about that is you know, one of the big things, the cards I'm going to reveal today is going to be, let me put that, here's the new Lunala that I'm thinking about. I know I just jumped everywhere, so if you haven't seen it yet, there it is, Sylveon. It's one of my daughter's favorites, and I'll explain why I'll be able to put them in at this time. So double the number of damage counters in each of your opponent's Pokemon. So the idea that I got from here, I'm going to update this Lunala just because it's going to kind of go with what I'm trying to do with this deck. Oops. What just happened? Whoop. Whoa. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is what I'm going to be looking at here. Secondly, Sylveon, it can be added. So this deck that I played, the Gym Leader Challenge, basically you're only allowed to use one type of Pokemon. So the type is with Psychic. The problem with Sylveon is that the Eevee is a colorless Pokemon. Since that's its own stage in itself, you can't use Sylveon, and I know a lot of people are looking at that. So now we found a way to add Sylveon by using this. So one of my key focuses is using this card to bring in Sylveon into the bench. So that's going to be it. I'm also adding Espeon, so the more evolutions, the better, obviously. So this one allows me to draw 3 cards. This attack does 20 more damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's something just a little bit different. We already go Hypno. This is from last time's upgrade. Heavy Ball I don't have yet, so I'm going to put one of those in. Town Map I know I don't have, so I'm going to put one of those in. And I think that's pretty much all I want to deal with. And obviously, this here. Where is my Ruh-roh? Oh, that's why, because it's in the new silly me. That's why. I forgot. So my mail call. Oh my. Yes, you're probably all cringy, like, why aren't they in sleeves? Well, guess what? These cards are for play. They're not really for collecting. I do a certain different type of collecting. I don't do what everyone else does just because I like to have fun. So, and I spent less than, I think it was like 50 bucks for all these cards. And it's for everything that we have. So this one I was waiting for my water deck. Once during your player's turn, that player may shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 5 cards if they do the end turns. So that's going to be fun. I might save that for something else just because the stadiums that I use really correlate to what my deck does. Oh, I got more. Cricketune, Voltorb. You know what? I think I bought enough to add another one of those. We'll just put that aside just for kicks. That's for grass. Energy Lotto. Some of these I just bought on the whim because they were really cheap, and also I was kind of like having an idea. So as long as this Pokemon is in your active spot, whenever your opponent places a support card from their hand, prevent that attack's damage. So that's really good against like Boss's Orders, Guzmas, things like that. So that's a maybe. Until your active Pokemon has no abilities, I wanted to add that for Disruption. That's for Steel Pokemon I'm thinking about. Oh, the new Giratina. That's the new Giratina that I wanted to add to this for a basic Pokemon. Because I'm able to also kind of manipulate my deck where I'm able to take stuff from my discard pile and put that in. I found this Jinx for the new set. So the set that I used, the pictures were not up yet. This is not the one I was looking for, but it's a good plus. The reason for this is this attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So what I'm using and what I have, it might be very good for that. Gift Energy, draw 7 cards, so I might add the Gift Energy to this one. Maybe. There it is. So Gengar. So what this Gengar is going to allow me to do that I don't have to use any of the abilities. So once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it into your bench. If you do, put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon. Put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So I'm going to get rid of the Gengar and I'm going to get rid of the Haunter to do that. And I just bought the updates just to have the updated cards if I want to. Psychic, I got a new Darkrai. Move 2 damage counters from one of your Pokemon in any way you want, so that's why I bought that for this deck. Search your deck for 3 evolutions. I'm going to hold off on those because I'm not going to be worried about too many evolutions on mine. Some of my other decks really require it. The new Magnezone, which is really good. And I apologize, look at the top 5 cards your opponent says, discard the number of item cards you find there. So that's just a little disruption. I'll need that for some of my other ones. I got a new Machop, just because I'm looking for cards with less energy that I'll be able to still use actively. Oh, that's cool. Horsey, Hoopa, Dark. So this is another one that I got, a Zoro. So this has a collect. The only reason for this one is for, I just love this card. Just the way it looks, the way they are. So Doom Curse, it takes no energy whatsoever. And at the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. So I thought that was going to be pretty cool. So we're going to give that a try. I just don't want to overburden my deck with things that I know I'm not going to use. So this is probably going to be more heavily with choose a basic Pokemon from your discard pile and switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. Any cards, damage counters, special turns. I'm going to hold off on that right now. I saw the card, I'm like, that could be useful. Oh, the emergency jelly I wanted to use on this one. So at the end of your turn, the Pokemon card that's attached has 30 hit points or less remaining, has any damage counters on it. Heal 120 damage from it, and heal any damage in this way, discard this card. That's for my dragon deck that I have. So the new set really came out with some awesome cards. I obviously had to get on board with this one. So this new Wailord. So if this Pokemon has any special energy attached to it, the attack does 120 more damage. So that is very big. Whenever either player puts a basic Pokemon from their hand into their bench, I think I got that for this. And then the 2 big voids for my Steel and Lugia. So that was pretty much the call for that one. All right, back to what we were doing. Let me put that away. That is a lot of cards, which I'm fine with. All right, so I'm going to put these aside. So we know we want to use Hypno, Stadium. I'm just going to put all these aside here. So don't mind me, I apologize ahead of time. But I'm trying to use more singleton cards, or basic Pokemon, I should say, than anything, just because it's a lot easier. With these type of games, you don't want to have to worry about trying to upgrade as much as you can. Why is that in? Oh, wow. That was cool. Oh, I don't remember that. So item ball. So I have to make room for, if anything, it's going to be for these Pokemon here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these are all going to be maybe, well, I wanted to add Giratina. Jinx, Gengar. So it looks like these three may or may not make the cut. I'm not 100% sure. So with that, we're going to switch out the Gengar that I have into here. And since I upgraded that Gengar, I'll be able to take out these two. And because of these two, I'm going to add in the two. So Hypno's going in, Drowsy's going in, and then obviously from that, where's my other Pokemon? So I gotta choose, I'm gonna keep Marshadow because of what I'm doing with. Nala's getting replaced, so that comes out. The only reason why I thought about this is because I made my daughter a Galarian Ponyta deck that I use on Digital Online, and it's set up perfectly because the attack of the Ponyta is that it adds enough damage counters to a Pokemon until it's reduced to 100, and then using this card from Standard, I was able to knock out entire rows of Pokemon because of this. Necrozma's really good. So I gotta look at this and look what we need to do. So this one only operates off of if it's sapped. So I'm going to actually take away Nagnadale. Oh, the sleeves I'm using this obviously is going to be Mew. We're going to add in the Sylveon because that was the whole purpose of getting this. A new Giratina because this is really good. And then, what is my purpose? So if I have something discarded, I want to be able to... Oh, so the two stadiums that I have, each Psychic attacks cost one less. That's a stadium that I'm using. And Alter Moon, the retreat cost of each Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, that has any Psychic or Dark energy attached to it, is so it's a good way to remove. So we'll get those out. I'm keeping those. So it comes down to this. Obviously, I need these two. And then obviously, I need the Malamar. Malamar's pretty big just to get Pokemon from your discard up because it allows it per turn. So these two, as much as they are good, I need some more ability. So Mew, I actually like you a lot. I don't want you to get hurt. We'll put that back in that sleeve. Uh-oh. There it is. And the singleton deck, I mean, you're only allowed to choose one card per. So Koopa is going to come out. We'll play with those later. So I'm going to put in this new Mew. We're going to put in the Jinx. And that's what I like about this format. Just use whatever Pokemon or ideas is that, you know, you can go to the website for this format. They have like some of the latest and greatest sets, you know, that really enhance, but, you know, for my kids, we're just going by what they actually like. So as much as I want to put Espeon, the more I think about it is that I'm just putting that in there just for likes. it's not going to do too much more for me. I want to just focus on getting the Sylveon out, because the Sylveon's actually pretty good the more I realize it. So why I'm able to use Sylveon. So this is the first card that they've actually added into the Psychic realm. So they got rid of, after the Sun and Moon series, they got rid of Fairy type Pokemon. So Fairy type is no longer printed with this series. So a lot of the ones that were Fairy are now switching to Psychic. And because of that, a cool wonder is the Wonder Flash. So if your opponent's active is a Dragon Pokemon, this attack does 90 more damage. So it still has that same aspect as that from the Dragon. Dragon's biggest weakness was Fairy, I do believe, in a lot of cases. So they kind of reminisce with this, using this type of Sylveon. So Sylveon being, so this is not too bad. So they're all, so when it comes to evolutions, I only have a couple. I only have to worry about a couple. And how many Pokemon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 seems to be the special number. I really didn't get to use anything else, which is a shame. All right, I'll think about that later. So let's see what I have for support, just to know that I have to get supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. That's a really good one. I'm going to keep that. Cynthia, obviously. Professor's Research I'm keeping. Surge, I don't use very often. I know they use it for a lot of staples, but I don't really see too many people use it. I'm going to replace that with a Boss's Orders. So Sonia I'm going to keep because search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and 2 cards. The Skull Grunt I'm going to get rid of just because I want to make sure my kids don't get frustrated. And I'm going to put in the new... I guess it doesn't matter. Canceling Cologne. So that's going to be an item card. So the item cards I have to look at. I don't want to get rid of too many support cards. I got to be careful with that too. So support cards are still going to be big for shuffling. I'll keep that just in case I need to get more cards on my hand. So it's the item cards I have to look at. And we also have 2 new oh, that's what I want to do. So the Alter Moon, I'm actually going to... No. All right, so item we're going to keep. The belt we're going to keep. That, yes. The trainer mail, Ultra, this. The stretcher I'm not going to worry about. We're going to sack that, and I'm actually going to do this for hand draw. So hand draw is going to be big. I don't really want to hurt myself, but the counters will hold off. So air balloon, air fog, that blue, escape rope, level, the timer I'm getting rid of. And I'm going to replace that with town maps so that I know that what cards I need. So I added more of these just because I don't have a lot of cards that look into your actual prize cards. Evolution Sense is a big one. Scooped Up Neck is good. If I had a Battle Compressor, I would rather do that just because the Battle Compressor will allow me to remove my hands. So the Energy Spinner I keep. The Switch I need. The Nest Ball for basic. That Vitality I really don't need. So I'm going to get rid of that. I think I have enough things that get me energy. See, that's where it comes down to. So you also got to look at your Pokemon. 2, 2, 1. And I don't really use this as a lot of energy for just 60 damage, because I'm not going to be attacking. That's going to be just a charge. So 1, that's your Giratina, so that's going to be the most that you have on this one. Sylveon uses 3. 3. The attack isn't affected by resistance. So I'm not going to use that for the attack. That's just going to be to move your hands. So that's only going to be 1, and that's only going to be 1. So energy-wise, you still want a good amount of energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that is capture energy I'm keeping. I have a way to get energy, so I'm actually going to remove 1 Psychic. I'm going to put in this gift energy that I found. So I don't want to mess with that too much. That's like just enough energy to do the attacks that I need to. If anything goes in the discard pile, that's why I have Malamar. So that's not going to be too bad. See, that's the fun part. So I don't have a lot of stage 3s. Lotto. All right. I like this one just because if I need to do an attack, at the end of your opponent's next turn, this defending Pokemon will be knocked out. I really like that, though. Keep the Altered Moon. These 3 can actually be pretty big. Lotto. All right, I think I made good choices. I think. I could be wrong. The Entei I don't see me using. That's going to be big. Mew's going to be effective. Psychic I need. Giratina. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, so that it does 130 blast. That also does 130. It's so hard. You know, they pretty much do what I needed to do. I mean, the Cosmog I can get rid of the basic because I can use, but Hypno's not really guaranteed. Scoop Up's really good. I only need 1 evolution. The town map's good. 90 hit points. I need that. I don't see. I like the shuffle. I like to be able to. That's a good disruption. I don't know what to do. This will make sense for everything that we're doing for this deck. I don't want to give the ability. All right, I'm going to get rid of the shuffle here. But it helps both parties. This makes more sense. Actually, I'll get rid of the rapid. Because I also got to realize I have cards that allows me to get cards back. All right, so for what I have, I don't have very many stage 2s, so I'm not going to add the rare candy. That's actually, I'm going to hold that off with the green deck because that, like every card that's 4 singleton, it's hard. Like there's a lot to it because it's a lot of stage 3s, but the stage 3s have a lot of power. A lot of power. I'm going to need that just in case. I got Zoroark because I like the ability that doesn't need energy. Let's just see what it does real quick. So at the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. Put a card from your discard pile. He's actually going to be very helpful. Deontay could be good, but it doesn't have the focus that I'm looking for, so I'm going to scratch that for the time being. I don't want to promote anything. I don't need help from... I do this for fun, so this channel... This thing's stupid. I'm just going to ban him. I'm going to put in for ban. It's going to be for stupid promo. Ban. And we're done with him. I don't have to worry about that. I mean, I do this for fun. I don't see myself doing this, you know, for a livelihood just because I have a full-time job. I don't have to worry about anything else. This is just for my own mental health, having fun, something for my kids, and some of my kids' friends actually just started getting into it. So it's, you know, that's the cool part is that, you know, if you have your kids' friends are into it, that's a big help. That's a lot of stadiums. Not everyone plays that many stadiums. How many times I'm actually going to have to retreat? The shuffle is going to be good. That's important. The attacks are going to be less. I don't need that many stadiums. I want to add Zoroark, so now I need that. So where do I pull it from? It's got to be from the item cards. I don't think I need that many item cards. That's going to be good just because I don't have a lot of stadium card or trainer cards, so I'm going to keep that in there. So this trainer mail, I don't know. I guess he's really not that important. So these basics that I have, they all do something. They all do something. I like that Jinx. Mew's going to be good. Like this is a core, for what we have, this is a core. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this. I need Zoroark just in case if I can't get Drowsy in play, I need something that's going to be able to... So what do I get rid of? Just one. I should be able to sack at least one. I didn't even add a float stone. I keep coming back to... You know, as much as I wanted this, I'm just going to get rid of this one. If I was going into, like I said, if I was going into a match with somebody, I could see me using it, but there's no need for it. All right, so basically that is what I have here. So just for fun, I'm just gonna try it out before I have to go to work. So, and now that I have everything together, everyone has their own shuffle, you know, technique of what they use. I probably want to bring a video up on here. I just thought about that is, you know, last video was about an hour. I understand there can be long, but overall it's going from Twitch to YouTube, and I don't think everyone transitions the way the same thing is that, you know, this is just supposed to be an interactive. I don't know who actually watches this or gets involved. Some people just like to just watch just for fun, and you don't have to respond. You know, I look for a lot of videos. In most cases, I don't respond to many videos. I don't really interact. You know, people who play this, there's some elements that I miss when it comes to all the big Pokemon trainers that I watch, is that a lot of their videos, you know, they concentrate on the battling, they concentrate on the deck building from, you know, Pokemon Live or just the regular matchup. I just like building these type of decks, and the reason I put these videos together is so that, you know, you can get some ideas, you can share some ideas with me. If you don't like them, honestly, it doesn't hurt my feelings in any way, shape, or form. It's, you know, I like the criticism, I like the feedback, real feedback. You know, some tutorial, it just, you know, just seeing that someone else is out there that likes this format. Like I said, I got 2 kids that play this game, and we try to have as much fun as possible. And then when I want to show, you know, behind the scenes, so maybe that's a little bit boring, but to me it's not really, is that behind the scenes is that when you make these decks, you know, that's something you have to think about, is what is your angle, what is your direction, what do you want to upgrade, what don't you want to upgrade, what are you trying to get rid of, you know, if your opponent plays this. So, you know, if you get really into it and you want to go competitively, which there's, you know, leagues around here that actually does that. I have finally hit an age where I don't think I know there's people my age that play this game out in the public, but overall it's just, I don't see myself getting that interested. So I used to buy, you know, cards for standard. I thought they were cool. And this game can get very expensive. That's something I explained last time, is that this is a format that I'm looking for casual play. I'm not a big collector. I have some cards, but overall it's not about the collecting. Is you know, with these type of cards that they make, it's nice to have the pretty pictures, but from all that, like, what, you know, what you're gonna do. So that was a big setback with this, is that you know, everyone's got these big collections. I even saw a video, and I can't believe they did this. I even saw this video where, because the card is no longer, you know, used in the format, they think it was useless. You know, a lot of these card values, once the standard is over, they drop literally half, you know, and that's what's the big thing about standards, that people are spending $15, $20, $50 for some of the most popular cards, but as soon as the format's over, it's worth half the cost, unless it's like an ultra rare or some type of pretty picture on it. Majority of it is that, you know, they just sit and collect dust. These cards, I can use a lot of the basic Pokemon that were used in, you know, the big formats, and they get some purpose. Excuse me, my throat, it's a little dry. no, I'm really mixing this up just because, obviously, I just want to make sure we get a good hand on my first try. Some shuffling techniques that people use. You can also, you know, they do like 6 down, and all they do is basically just go around the circle, up and down. I don't really know what this does for anybody. But I don't want to have an entire video of me just shuffling cards because I just want to see what one hand will look like if it's played. So the idea of what we're trying to do here is I think we have to concentrate on getting the drowsy set. So from drowsy set into play, get an energy, and then that way I can field my bench with what we have. Come on. Where do they all go? There we go. All right, let's see what happened. Oop. Well, we know that doesn't matter. All right, let's see if that actually worked. So we're gonna do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put those aside. Look at the hands. So our biggest thing is that we wanna make sure we have a basic. Ooh, let's see how this plays out. So we wanna get drowsy. Cause smog is gonna be big. We have the Evolution Sense, Cynthia, Guzma. So from there, I'm happy with my hand. So 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we pray that the actual Guzma wasn't, or not Guzma, Hypno wasn't played. So I start. So first match, I realized. So one thing in error that I remembered is that the first player, they can't play, they can't evolve their Pokemon, and they can't play support cards, but they can set their bench. The second time, so I forgot that they updated this, is that the opponent, when they play, they can play a supporter, they can put their Pokemon, but they can't upgrade their Pokemon, but they can play supporters. So that was something in error that I said last time. I'm also have to watch what that, so the player's done, here's me. So right at the gate, we want to make sure, this is my second turn now that I decided. So we have Cosmog in this, so we're trying to choose Trout. We want Hypno. So from what we have here, I'm going to use the Evolution Sense. Search your deck for Evolution Pokemon, reveal it, and put in your hand, and then shuffle. So keep your fingers crossed that I got... Woohoo! Now, also the big thing, because you're able to actually look at your hand while you're also looking, because you know, the other Pokemon that we're going to be looking for. See if we have a Lunala. Yep. Holy crap, we got everything that we need. So because it's just a basic game, what was actually prized? So we'll just take a look to see what we have here. From our hands. So the Jinx, 2 Psychic Energy. The Mew, the Dimensions. So that's why it's good. That's the other thing. So my prize cards that I got, is you also look at that, is that the type of fluff that you put in there, you want cards to be able to do what they need to do. So I lost 2 Psychic Energy. That's why I have as much as I have. I have the Jinx that was supposed to do kind of like the Lunala, so now I can focus on Lunala because I don't have Jinx in there. I also have my Dimensions, so each of my Pokemon, I have the Leaf Blower gone, and I have that new Mew that I just put in. So here is your basics with that. So with that, we have upset, or we have that, this. Looking at my hand, we're gonna just do Cynthia because now I can play trainers. And I just screwed up. Oh yeah, shuffle your hand. Oh, it was right. Shuffle your hand, and then draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sweet. Holy moly. I want to make sure I did this right. So search your deck for up to 2 stage 1 Pokemon, put them into your bench, then shuffle your deck. So we're going to put the energy on. I have Zoroark, so we also have this. So from that hand, I can use the attack. Now check this out, stage 1. So it's going to be worthwhile. So I'm going to put the Malamar on. Bam. And the Sylveon. Now because it was attack, so that's going to be pretty big. I'm glad I did that. So that Hypno, so I'm not going to go any further than this. So that Hypno is huge. From that Hypno, that's stage 1. So you saw how I played it out. Because it was this, and I was able to now get a ability Pokemon. So once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic card from your discard pile to your bench. So then going forward, you know, if you don't have any energies, or if you have an energy but you want to be able to sack your hand, get a new hand, put that energy on there. So I like that. So that was good. All right, without further ado, that was basically my upgrade. Thanks for stopping around, or stopping by. If you like it, great. If not, hey, at least I enjoyed what I'm doing. So if you would like to see anything else or any type of decks, just give me, shout out. I'm gonna put this over to my YouTube channel just so that people can see what we do. Other than that, I think I'm done for the day. So thanks for stopping.